Welcome into the Always Moto show. We are post-race here at Budds Creek, round 10 of the Pro Motocross Championship. My name's David Hogan. We have been a part of the press conference. It's literally just wrapped up. We've gone through all the classes that have been here, the WMX, the 250, the 450. We've had the team manager as well in Lars Lindstrom. So we're going to have all those things come through here. It's your top three in each of those classes that will come up on this. We do run out of battery at the end of it. Apologies for that. We missed the last part of the question for Lars Lindstrom, but it's okay. It was basically around the TV package and whether they are utilizing that well at HRC Honda. In terms of the racing today, we dodged a massive bullet in terms of the weather. Q2 basically was a non-event for the 450 side of things. They basically did a start and then wrapped it up and rolled back off the track because it was pelting down here. We were all going for the raincoats to try and cover our gear. All the media and photographers were trying to cover up and get out under some shelter because it was hammering down at one point. Check out our video of Aaron Plessinger just taking on the one lap that he did do of the track. There is a massive puddle right before the mechanics area that he absolutely just splashes through. It's amazing that the track was as raceable as it was today because of the track crew. The track crew do an amazing job. Now, the track itself is perfect that they raced on. We basically wouldn't know that it was muddy. But when we're walking around on the edges where they push that slop off to, oh man, it was muddy out there. My shoes, yeah, they're pretty secondhand right now. In terms of the racing, in the WMX side of things, Lachlan Turner, she is dominating that WMX series. Another 1-1 day. Charlie Cannon just behind her. And then it was Michaela Nelson getting the third position. Now, there is a bit of a championship battle going on. Lachlan Turner is pretty much got this wrapped up with a 21-point gap over Charlie Cannon. But then in the third, fourth, and fifth positions, it's very tight there. Taylor McCutcheon's got it. She had a bad Moto 2 today, but she had a very good run Moto 1 yesterday. She's currently holding down third position with only a 3-point gap over Michaela Nelson, and it's tied with Jordan Jarvis as well, who also had a rough go yesterday with a bike issue at the start that meant she missed the main start of that race. On the 250 side of things, it was Chance Hymas today. 2-1 motor scores, back to the top for Chance Hymas in that HRC Honda. He's been growing in confidence, and we asked him about that in the press conference. Just getting further and further away from those recent injuries of his, and getting back to that true form that we've seen of him in the past. The battle for the championship, Levi Kitchen got docked some points after an interesting start. We got a photo of it up on our socials. He was up on the bank, and unfortunately it was replicated by Jet Lawrence to some degree, although Jet actually backed off when he got up on the bank, and that's what saved him from getting such a heavy penalty and points docking like Levi Kitchen did. So that's hurt him a little bit in the championship. At the moment, Cole Davies is 14 points up on Levi Kitchen. So that battle is going to go all the way down to the end of Moto 2 next week at Ironman, so keep an eye on that. And obviously, as we just mentioned in the 450 side of things, Jet Lawrence, bad starts today. That was the story. He came in with 10 points up. He goes out 1 point down on his brother Hunter Lawrence. So basically all from bad starts. That start in Moto 1 for Jet. He ends up on the bank, gets a bad start. Moto 2 doesn't get to such a bad start, but he gets bumped around in turn 1 and doesn't come out the other side, has to work his way forward. Does get himself into second in the Moto, but not enough to really secure too many points, and he lost out to plenty to Hunter today. So like we said, it's 1 point gap, so it's winner take all next week between Hunter and Jet Lawrence. All right, well, this race is pretty much wrapping up here at Budds Creek. You can see all the commotion going on behind us about the pack-up that's going on. Teams are going to have to dry out pretty much everything. Everything's covered in mud or water, so there's a lot of pack-up for them to do and clean up ahead of next week's final round 11 at Ironman. So from the Always Moto show side of things, let's thank our supporters, Technic Motorsport, Duramoose, Yamaha Motor Australia, Pivot Pegs, Funnel Web Filters, Barkbuster Handguards, and Tech 167 3D printing for their show support. We appreciate it. Buy one of our t-shirts, info at alwaysmoto.com. $25 plus post and handling will get you one of those shirts. And you can join our YouTube community to help support our show. All right, let's get to these press conference interviews. We'll run the whole thing out. We'll put out the snips later on through the week. So head over to those now, check them out. Thanks for watching.
And our third place overall rider, this is Nikki Nelson with 3 Moto scores. congratulations on, a great weekend with the 3-3. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel great. It's nice to finally put up a good weekend and have put up good scores and not have any bike problems. It's been a tough season and go around, but I still show up every weekend wanting it and giving it my all. So, yeah, I would be lying if I said I wasn't seeing the two laps from my mechanic and being like, I hope it makes it. But I'm honestly just happy to be here, and I feel like I put too much into this to give up. So yeah, like I said, every weekend I just show up wanting it.
You've also been able to move yourself back into a good spot in the points. I believe third. How do you feel about that? Has that been difficult, or have you been watching the points much at all?
Not points necessarily, just knowing I've DNF'd 2 motos, so I just knew that was a big dent. But yeah, just climbing my way back up to it. So I don't really know what the points are now, but I'm pretty good at Ironman, so I'm not too worried about trying to get that third place.
Excellent. Thanks for taking it. We'll move this on to the media for more questions.
Sarah Whitmore with RacerX. Nicholas, so you made some big steps this weekend. You went some laps, you went 3-3. You really closed the gap to the top 2. What are some of the steps you've been taking to close that gap?
Yeah, I've really been working on my mental, and I've also been really training hard at Sandbox, and I just feel like training at Florida, it rains every day, and you're really in the depth of motocross there, and so I feel like that really helped me, and just rut training and fitness too, we went up a little bit, so I think just being comfortable with the uncomfortable is kind of where I'm at, so the more I do this, the more I'll be comfortable with it, so yeah, today was a big leap, or this week was a big leap, so just leading laps was pretty nice.
Okay, one last question. Next weekend, Jet or Honda?
Ooh, I'm just gonna say Honda's gonna take it. You know what I mean? Honestly, I think Jet.
Hey there, Dan Beaver, NBC Sports. So far, you've got the season now bracketed with podiums. 4th place at High Point. How frustrating were those mechanicals to kind of keep you from keeping that that even trajectory all the way through the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty heartbreaking. You put so much time and effort into it, and it's just something silly like that happens, and bad luck. So, yeah, it's pretty tough. It's a pill to swallow, but I feel like if you dwell too much on the negatives, it just ruins your season. So what I've learned from the season is you just kind of got to take it and move on to the next weekend. And I feel like this week kind of proved it. Was after a bad luck situation last week, I came into this week just pretty much no stress, being like, I can't lose any more points than I already have. So, yeah.
Trey Steyer, Transport Motocross. Obviously, a huge day for WMX in general, getting the NBC broadcast. For you, someone who's grown up racing and now is one of the top competitors in WMX, how much does this mean to you to know that your series was featured on one of the biggest networks in America?
Yeah, I think 7-year-old me, when she first started racing, is just probably freaking out right now. Just to even have a platform where we can race and also have a platform where we're on TV is incredible, and it just shows what we can do, and we deserve this because of how hard we've worked and all these manufacturers have worked. So it's nice every year we're growing, and it's pretty accomplishing.
All right, that's all we have for Michaela. Thank you for your time. In WMX, this is Charlie Cannon with 2-2 Moto Scores. Charlie, congratulations on another great day and some great battles. Can you tell us about those battles?
Yeah, it was a pretty cool weekend. It started off really cool. I got a good quali, and then race 1 came, and I was feeling actually good on the track, and I didn't really get a good start, but we fought hard to the front and exchanged some cool battles with the top 3 and 4 of us, and we went back and forth, and then kind of just checked out. So that was a cool moto, and then today I guess just wasn't really a day. we just went straight out and raced. I just didn't really have the flow and the feel on the track. Wasn't really riding like racy, so I'm a bit gutted with my ride in that one. But yeah, 2-2. No, we've got one more round, and I'll just keep on working.
Now, there was some concern going into that second moto that the track was going to be pretty nasty after all the rain this morning. Can you speak to the conditions of the track?
Yeah, well, the track crew did a really good job to get it raceable again. You know, you wouldn't think the track got as much rain as it did with the conditions, so that was really cool. I guess it got a bit muddy in there, but by the time racing came around, it was quite dry. So yeah, that wasn't a muddle like what I expected. So yeah, it was good.
All right, well done, Charlie. We're going to pass this one to me for more questions.
Sarah Moore with Racetracks. So Charlie, we've seen all year you've been a lot closer in the second motos, usually fastest lap times, but it wasn't so much today. Was it just that you didn't really have the warm-up session this morning because of the mud, just didn't gel with the track, or what was the difference today?
Yeah, I don't really know. I can't quite put my finger on it. I guess I need to go back and kind of sit down and think about it. But I didn't really gel with it. I was probably riding a bit flat. I lacked in that intensity and just like my race aggression. I was kind of just riding the track. I just felt a little bit off. Like I didn't feel like I could just connect with the track and have that feel. So yeah, I did what I could do. I tried my hardest, and yeah, second is what I could do.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you too for next weekend. Your fellow countrymen, Jet or Hunter, who do you have?
Oh yeah. I think it'd be some good racing if Jet gets some good starts next weekend. I feel like he might just nudge it. But Hunter's been riding really good as well lately, so I don't know. I'm excited to watch both.
Trace Donner, Trendle Motocross. I talked to you yesterday after the race, and you mentioned how the underneath part of the dirt, it would wipe away and become concrete. Today, with a little bit added moisture, were there still some similarities, or with the extra moisture and all of the rain, did it get a little bit more sticky today?
I think it did get quite a bit more stickier. There's some sections that had a really hard slippery base, but it got a bit more like deeper today, a bit more ruts to bank off from. So, and I guess they prepped it quite a bit more with the rain we had, so the dirt was more fluffy for our races. Yeah, but it held up pretty good in some sections. Look, I think just keep on progressing, keep on just pushing hard and doing getting better at my sprints and being just, I think, a smarter rider. She's been riding really good and has all that. She's quite smart and aggressive, so it's gonna, I'm gonna have to work hard and push hard to get in front. But yeah, we'll just keep working.
Charlie, David Hogan, Always Moto. You mentioned last week at the press conference about the last 2 rounds trying to get a moto win. That was sort of the focus for you. We didn't get any this weekend. We've got 2 more chances to go. I feel like maybe if you got a whole shot, that might give you that little boost to get to that. Is that what we're missing? Because your starts haven't been bad, but they haven't been fantastic either.
Yeah, I mean, starts always help. I think I just need to just worry about myself and just, in the back of my head, just ride as best as I can. I feel like my riding hasn't been to my true potential like it is during the week. So I just need to, fix up some mistakes that I do on race and just really focus on myself and be ready for the races. So, I mean, 2 more races to go. I'll just give it everything I have and learn from all the mistakes I made and just, concentrate. And I'd really love a win. I believe I can get a win, so we'll just, keep working for it. It's a process.
All right, that's all we have for Charlie today. Thank you, and congratulations on a great weekend. Next Next up, we'll welcome up our overall winner in WMX and our current reigning champion in WMX. This is Lachlan Troy with 1-1 Moto Scores. Lachlan, as we near the end of another series of WMX, you're currently the points leader and you're two-time women's motocross champion already. How are the emotions kind of, like, are you feeling some emotions towards the end of this season as you're finishing up your third one?
I don't know. I'll probably feel it the last moto, but I don't know. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, it's pretty exciting getting 3 championships soon to be, and then I just got the championship in Australia, so it's really exciting.
Certainly, Lachlan. Well, we hope that next weekend goes well for you, and we'll pass it along to Media for more questions.
Dan Bieber, NBC Sports. You've got a substantial lead going into next week. You're pretty much the only person who can beat yourself next week. What's more important, getting the championship or going 1-1 another time?
Definitely getting the championship. I could go 1-1 another day, but definitely that's my goal, and that's my goal every weekend, so I'm going to look forward to doing that, and we'll just see how it is, yeah.
Have there been times this season when you back off a little bit, you find yourself going faster, so that you're getting those 1-1s?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely grown into a different rider now that I've been over to Australia and been racing like more throughout the year. I've learned more things, so it's definitely shown over here, and yeah.
Everyone who's Park TV, congratulations, you've been outstanding every race. Something that we see is you have a lot of problem with trouble with the stars, but you're being able to come back and win. So are you gonna work a little better for next year? Because like this, most of the time the star is very important to capitalize in every races. Also, my another question is next week we have another girl that's gonna join is Daniela Guillen from Spain, and she's she's next champion next year. So are you excited to be with her?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to have another fast girl over here and battle with more girls. So it's exciting for her to come over here, and we'll see how it is. But definitely, my starts are dialed at club and training, and in my practice starts, I just get a little excited when I hear every other girl revving to the moon. I'm like, I think I have to, but I definitely waited a little bit longer the last moto, and it showed.
Motocross. I know earlier today you hit big goal, but the crowd went crazy. That was honestly one of the biggest crowd reactions of the day. Going into that race, did you know you could hit that jump, or was it just a spur of the moment decision where you're like, I want to try this out and see what happens?
Yeah, definitely. After practice, a few people were like, you need to hit that, or you could hit that. But I mean, I went for it, and I heard the crowd, so I had to do it again. And, dude, that was the loudest I've ever heard the crowd go. I should have looked over, but that was pretty sick.
All right, that's all we have for Lachlan today. Congratulations on the great weekend. See you next weekend. We'll start with our third place overall, Landon Gordon, with 3.7 moto scores. Landon, congratulations on your first overall podium. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels unreal. I've gotten a Supercross overall podium, but yeah, this one feels way better. Outdoors is brutal. It's really tough. It's really hard, and yeah, I mean, I put together a good day. I put together a good qualifying. It was just overall a solid day, and yeah, I was kind of just putting all the pieces of the puzzle together.
Do you feel like there's anything in particular about this track that you just gelled with more?
I would say I like Thunder Valley a lot. I think it was the ups and downs of the track. I think I liked the changes in the levels of the track. I think something with that, and then yeah, maybe the weather today too. I'm really good in the muddy conditions, so yeah, I think that was part of it too, probably.
Well, it was definitely an excellent day. We have more questions for you from the media.
Dan Bieber, NBC Sports. What made this more gratifying than the Supercross podium? Is it that it was pro motocross? Is it that there were 2 races, or that there were longer races, or just a combination of all three?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, like, I've had a rough season so far, and yeah, I mean, I've just recently I've been putting in good quality days during the week, so yeah, I would say just the grind of it, and it's been tough to say the least. So yeah, to get this podium is a big weight off my shoulders.
Michael Lindsay from Vital MX. Landing your rookie season's had a mix of everything, running inside the top 5, top 10, barely inside the top 20 some motos. I feel like most guys I talk to that have like a breakout ride like this kind of mention, like, man, I feel like I was not trying even as hard as I was weeks where I've been in 18th place. Can you touch on, did you experience something similar today to finally get that start and be able to run with those strong guys and just be able to ride like yourself?
Yeah, no, that first moto, just getting a good start and kind of just following chance for a little bit. Dude, it's so much easier just getting a start and being out front. And because I mean, honestly, like mid-pack, you're pushing the same and you're just not getting anywhere. So yeah, starts are the biggest.
Trace Dyer, Transworld Motocross, you mentioned a couple minutes ago about your motor racing skills, and I know that a lot of California racers get a really bad rap for not being good in the mud, but for you, what makes you excel in those types of conditions? Because your first podium in Supercross was kind of the same way in Cleveland. Instead of the day starting wet, it ended that way.
Yeah, I would say maybe because I just ride the bike a little lighter, and I mean, usually I do have trouble with dabbing my feet, but I feel like once it gets muddy, I'm pretty good at being precise and not making too many mistakes. And yeah, that's about it with the mud. You just minimizing the mistakes, and yeah.
Kellen Brower, Swan Moto Live. You mentioned the ups and downs of your season. How do you kind of manage when the low points have come this year to not let that drag you down and find your way back to a position like you found today?
Yeah, it's been hard. It's been really hard. The lows are really low, and then yeah, just to have a high like this, kind of feels good. It's like it feels like a fresh start to me. So just to be this late into the season and have a breakthrough ride like this, I think it shows a lot. I've been in a hole pretty much the whole season. So yeah, this is huge.
David Hogan, Always Moto. You've ticked a couple things off this year with the Supercross podium, the Motocross podium, but what's something you've learned that you're going to take into next year to help make the season even better than it was this year?
Yeah, I would say probably just getting the gate drops in, and I don't think people like really give the rookies as much attention as they deserve, because it is tough, like dropping gates with seasoned riders. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I would just say just getting the gate drops, putting in the laps, and yeah, I mean, it's all getting me ready for next year.
Consider more with Racer X. I think when you kind of came out of the scene, everybody said you're more of a Supercross guy than a motocross outdoor guy. How are you feeling, and how does this help bring your confidence into the SX race?
Yeah, I mean, I've always known I was an outdoor guy. It's just, I mean, it's taken me a minute to, get into the groove of things. But, yeah, I mean, I definitely excel a little more in Supercross. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like outdoors is, my thing too. So I just keep getting comfortable in outdoors.
And one last thing, next weekend, Jet or Hunter, who do you have?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to have to go with Hunter just because seems like Jet always wins. So, yeah, I'm rooting for Hunter.
All right, Landon, that's almost all we have for you. Last question for you. Your buddy Colson on the podium, he recommended the girls slide into your DMs now that you're on the podium. Has that worked?
Yeah, I got to check my DMs, but yeah, I don't know yet.
All right, back on the podium next week so you can fill us in. Congratulations on a great weekend.
Thank you.
Next up, we have our second place overall finisher in the 250 class. 1-3 moto scores. This is Cole Davies. Cole, congratulations on a great weekend, and then also regaining that red plate. How does it feel to have the red plate yet again? I know you've been switching it off back and forth.
No, it feels good, and yeah, feels good. Just ready to get 2 good starts next weekend, and yeah, just have a good day. It's not over till it's over, so yeah, just gonna have a good week and a good weekend next weekend.
How did that track end up shaping up throughout the day with all of the rain on it?
I mean, I don't know. At the end, I felt like it was some big scratches coming through, like big holes and stuff. But for how much rain we got, it was a good race track. Honestly, full mudder, but no, it was a good day.
Glad it was a good track. Any more questions from the media for you now?
Say a bit more with Racer X. Taking it back to middle, the heartbreak, you got a hole in your gas tank, you didn't have that moto. Did you think you would be back in this position with the red flags if you were on the winner?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. I had the press conference and I said, you know, I'm going to work back to where I am now, and that's what I've done. And you know, just looking to go do that, you know, the same thing next weekend. So no changes in my mindset. Really have a good weekend.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you too. Next weekend, Jet or Hunter, who do you got?
I'm friends with both, but I don't know. We'll see. I want Hunter to get it.
Trey Steyer, Transworld Motocross. So many tracks you've gone to this season for the first time, but next week in the finale, you get another one that you've been to before. You won the Columbine in the past at Ironman. Does that give a little bit of an extra boost in confidence knowing that you have laps at that track and you know how to get around there?
Definitely. I love the Defiant, man. It's probably, I'd say it's probably one of the best, if not the best. Like, as in, you know, it's fun. I enjoy it. So, and I've been there a couple times now, so going to be able to go there just knowing the track. So it's going to be a fun one. Got some whip jumps too. So hopefully press day we can toss some whips.
Kellen Brower, Swap Moto Live. You guys don't get to do a side lap in Moto 1, so you just kind of have to wing it on those opening couple laps and just take me through the process in which you kind of figured out the lines that you were going to take the rest of the moto.
I mean, you said that, but he gave us an option down there. He said, you know, are we doing side lap or are we not? And, you know, everyone was pretty much, no side lap. So, yeah, I just kind of took it a little bit easy because I knew, you know, when they prepped it, the lines underneath were still there. So it kind of just wanted to grab you and take you to places, but you couldn't really see the ruts underneath. So, yeah, just took it, you know, chill for the first couple laps, and then, yeah, just a good motor.
David Hogan, Always Moto. Cole, if I'm looking at these points correctly, you've got 14 points going into the final round. Does 14 points matter if it was one, or, you know, as such? Does it change what you do next week when you get to in Indiana?
I don't know. I can't help count that high. So, yeah, just gonna have a good weekend next weekend. So it'll be good.
Mike Lindsay from MX, simple one. Is MX a win in the cards this year or no?
No, unfortunately, I'm not sure if New Zealand's sending a team because there's a lot of people that, you know, can't do it. So, but I'm definitely going to be in the future going to be riding for, you know, New Zealand. And you know, in the future, I think we'll have a good team with, you know, a lot of, you know, young Kiwis coming up. You've got the Townleys, you've got, you know, Hayden Draper, Jack Ellingham. I'm definitely missing some. Who else we got? Obviously, Brody's here racing. Trip Glasgow, he's racing here in the US. But there's a lot of them, and hopefully we'll have a good team and be competitive, you know, in the coming years.
Talking about kind of, you know, the direct comparison would be Australia. How many years it took them to get with a good team? Like,
and I forgot Seth too. Seth's good. All right.
I was saying, but like in your guys' case, the same thing. You guys would be going for your first one. So yourself, Connolly, some of the guys that are coming up, you think down the road in a few years, you guys might have a legit chance at it?
Yeah, no, I definitely think we've got, you know, young talent coming out of New Zealand right now. I feel like I've paved the way for, you know, New Zealand just believing they can get to, you know, where I am now. So it's cool to see. I think, yeah, definitely we're gonna have a good team soon, especially with the Townleys. So yeah, hopefully beat those Lawrences one day of the Mixed Nations.
All right, that's all we have for Cole today. Congratulations on the red plate. Next up, we'll welcome up our overall winner in the 250 class. This is Chance Heimlis with 2-1 Moto scores.
Just a second. Oh, magnets are evil.
Got stuck to it.
I thought you had it on there on purpose.
Chance, congratulations on your second moto win of the season and first overall win. What are your emotions like coming off of this weekend?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I got a flash of just everything just from January, honestly, like going through the rehab with my shoulder, just the amount of pain I was in, honestly really questioning if I was still meant for this, and then feeling pretty good, getting back to it, and then just getting my teeth kicked in, honestly, the first 4 nationals, and just confidence was really low and just still trying to figure out if it was still meant for me, honestly. Stuck with it, kind of got back to figuring out some things I felt like worked good for me in the past and try to implement some things from that. And, obviously with the 250 class evolving, I just didn't transition well, and I think going back to all those hard times and just seeing how I've kind of adapted to that, and now I'm, consistent podiums. My longest podium streak right now, obviously finally getting an overall win. It's been a long time coming for sure, but it's just a reward of the amount of work we've been putting in, I mean, everyone puts a lot of hard work in. You wouldn't be where any of us are at without doing that, but obviously it's just the amount of time that goes into it for everybody involved. It's, really special, and for me, it's like, I feel like that's the only way I can give back sometimes, we all enjoy doing it. We all enjoy motorsports. We all enjoy racing, but also just winning is just something you can't experience. You can't just buy winning, it's something that is very rewarding feeling for sure.
Well, it was a great weekend for you. We have more questions from the media.
Mike Lindsay from Vital MX. Second moto, Levi gets to you, but the battle never really erupts, but the pressure, I felt like from Levi was a bit real at times. How was it for you? Were you maxed out? Were you able to just focus on yourself, or how were you were back out to Levi?
Yeah, I mean, he was on me. I could feel it the whole time, but yeah, it's tough, man. Like, we hit a lot of lappers too, and I was like, shoot, like, the track's already pretty one line, so I was like, I just gotta get through these guys, like, somewhat good. Of course, like, get into a batch of like 4 lappers, and then 2 of them cartwheel in front of me, clean each other out, cartwheel. I'm like, of course this happens. But yeah, I mean, Levi was on me the whole time, and honestly, it's kind of funny. I was telling my girlfriend, like, 2 years ago, Moto 2 here, me and Levi, same thing, but just flip-flop, battled the entire time. I was on the whole moto, couldn't get him, so pretty ironic, I thought. But yeah, pressure was definitely there. I had to ride a pretty mistakeless race, honestly, and it was pretty tough. The track it developed really difficult, honestly. It got pretty choppy. I was telling my mechanic, like, honestly, it felt like kind of West Coasty on some spots, like the way the square just developed, but the clay was still super thick. But yeah, I just tried to ride my best race, honestly.
And then 2 quick program questions. One, can you touch on the updates that Wim and the guys brought after the break? How big a difference it's been to the start? And then personal program, I believe you started working with Joe Cancelleri this year. Can you tell me the effect that that's had?
Yeah, I mean, definitely small updates with the bike, but I feel like we weren't far off, and I feel like we're finally getting back to how we've been in the last few years. But and then yeah, involving Joe in my program's been really good, and just a different approach with my training as well. I feel like that meshing with what I've been doing with Michael Burns also been good. So honestly, this summer I've been following Burner's program with the riding, and taking me and Joe have been working here with the off-bike stuff and how hot it's been in Florida, and just trying to, figure out what I can do to still be building a little bit and maintaining, but without just freaking killing myself, with how hot it's been. So I feel like it's been a good mesh, honestly, and also I feel like the stuff I was going through, it's something a little bit different, it's a different approach to it. Yeah, I feel like all around everything's been clicking, been really good.
Scott Yarjo, Moto now. I feel like you got to experience this track in all conditions today, right? From practice to Moto 1 being super muddy, and now kind of some pretty dry in the end. Was it hard to kind of stay focused and think of a bike setup? And what was it like, I guess, learning from other two when the track was completely different than what you did yourself?
Yeah, I think I missed the ball a little bit on bike setup in the second moto. I was struggling with a little bit of square edges out there. But sometimes you swing and hit, sometimes you swing and miss. Bike was still overall really good, honestly. There was a change I wanted to do, but last second backed out on it. I'm like, it's fine, it's whatever, and should have stuck with it, should have trusted my gut there, but happens, you know? But no, honestly, making these little tweaks here and there, the team's been really good in that aspect, and not letting me venture off to some avenue, you know? But man, it was tricky with the lappers though. Like, the track's already one line in itself, and you're trying to stay focused there. And for me, it was like, I knew if I could just stay steady where I was at, like, Levi couldn't get me with how one line it was. But man, you get in those lappers, you should change your lines up, and you realize there's not very good lines outside of the main line. And it was very tricky to stay focused in that and not get flustered.
About all the hard work that goes in, you're coming back from injury, and then you line up round one, and your results were just not good in the first few rounds. But talk about the mental fortitude to stick with it and come back and get into your first overall of the season.
Yeah, it's tough. I think it was a struggle for me just because obviously I've been a top guy the last couple of years, and you have that expectation, especially for yourself. And when you're just so far off, at times it just, for me, it was a lot of question marks, you know, and just you start honestly kind of losing that love for it in a sense. But thankful for the people around me. You kind of just got to stick into it, and you know, that's those days, those races are what makes champions. I feel like, you know, and you got to persevere and figure it out. And I feel like I'm still working at it for sure, but I feel like I'm starting to figure it out. It's also one of those things throughout the year, you figure out what guys start tapering off a little bit, and you know what guys start coming on, and I feel like I've kind of started coming on a little bit. Levi and Cole have been really steady out throughout the year, a little up and down the middle, but obviously I'm one of the few guys that have started coming on towards the end of the year, and it's been tough for sure, but now I'm trying to be easy with my mental awareness, you know. It's like, don't just expect 1-1s now, you know, but like, just stay in the fight. A couple of good starts on the weekend, stay in it.
Awesome. And I've asked everybody else, they're your teammates, but Jet or Hunter, next weekend, what do you have?
I think that's the hardest question. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Honestly, whoever gets a good start and honestly makes the least amount of mistakes. I mean, so far Hunter's made the least amount of mistakes, but his small mistakes have been kind of big, you know. But obviously, seeing what happened to Jet today, it's honestly whoever happens. I don't know, honestly.
David Hogan, Always Moto. Chance, from the last few years, you've got the scars on the body to show what you've been through, but in the last few weeks, things have started to come around. Results, podiums, win today. There's certain aspects of getting over an injury that come back quicker, your strength, your endurance. But I think this in the last few weeks has been the belief that's come back in your ability to run at the front. Talk about finding that belief again and putting the injury thoughts in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, definitely. You very slowly start seeing things click, I feel like, and I feel like I really noticed it in my practice days, like when I start clicking and I feel like that's when I really saw the progress start getting made, and that's gives me that little bit of confidence I can transition into the weekend, you know, like when I'm clicking during the week and I'm doing fast times and I'm feeling like my old self again. I'm like, all right, like let's get this thing going, like let's bring it into the weekend, you know. And obviously having the good last 4 rounds I've been having and on the box, and now having an overall win, it's definitely been tricky for sure, and I've been obviously raving about it, but like just trying to keep the calm mentality and just try to not venture off too far from that. But obviously today I kind of let the emotions loose after that win. It was definitely a lot of build up for sure, but no, I'm already looking forward to next weekend, you know. I'm just looking forward to ending it strong, and I really want 3rd in points. That's my goal right now, and now I'm started this weekend at 20, now I'm 5 points out. So it's for me, that's my mindset right now, and obviously I'd still love to win out. So once again, a couple good starts and see what happens.
All right, Chance, real quick. Do you see any comparison between this weekend and your last overall win in Pro Motocross, which was last year at Thunder Valley, where it also rained a whole bunch beforehand?
Definitely the ruts played a factor. But honestly, I feel like Levi is one of the best guys in ruts too, you know. But this track was just really tricky. It was just honestly about getting the start, getting out front, and getting through lappers. Where I feel like my Thunder Valley, when the track was, there's a lot of different lines to use for sure.
All right, well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks, Chance. Congratulations on your first overall win this season. 2-4 moto scores. Hayden, another great weekend landing you on the podium. Tell us about this weekend and what you've learned. You said that each weekend you're learning more from being in this class, and I want to hear about that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just a long week of testing, getting the bike right, and first moto ripped a nice start. Held with Hunter probably that whole race, so that was good. Finally, like, the body felt good the whole race. Like, I felt strong at the end, felt strong at the beginning. That's what I need, little achievements like that, and I think that was the big game this week.
That's great to hear. We'll pass this along to Nina for more questions.
Michael Lindsay from Vital Mix. That battle with Hunter in the first moto, being able to stay with him the whole race. We heard you mention a little bit about either having to deal with either arm pump or just not quite being as good as you want to be through the whole moto. What ticked it off this week? The work with Chiz on the bike? Is there anything you found just in your own driving? Kind of, what's the big ticket item that you feel like got you all the way through that moto?
Yeah, just a lot of testing with the team. Got my bike a lot better. Still need to keep tuning the suspension a little, get it a little better, but engine-wise, suspension, I mean, we've just been trying everything we can, and this week it was a lot better in that first moto. I was able to hang, the whole time. I felt strong, so that's a positive. Second moto, unfortunately, I kind of got stuck in that pace and couldn't get out of it, and I started to overheat my bike, eating Barca's roost, but good achievement in that first moto.
And then Chiz has become like the test rider to the stars, it seems like. What do you think working with him this weekend? What you expected, or?
Yeah, he's got a lot of knowledge. He's a smart guy. He's ridden a lot of teams' bikes, a lot of factory bikes, so he definitely knows what he's talking about. It's nice having someone else that's experienced try the bike. He's obviously ridden a lot of 450s, so that's what I needed. I needed someone to give me input, like, hey, this feels good, this doesn't, because obviously I'm new to it. So some of my input may not be right, and a guy that's experienced, that's ridden a lot of 450s, can help with that.
Transworld Motocross, you mentioned a few minutes ago about being able to hang with Hunter the whole race. How much were you able to learn about line choice and navigating your way through the lappers now that you were able to really latch onto it the entire 35 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool being there, but again, like I'm happy that my body felt good and my bike's going in the right direction. Obviously, your position, you want to go for that win, that's the goal, and we only got one more round to try to do it, but we got plenty of racing in the future. But I'm just stoked we got the bike a little better.
Kevin Brower, Swamp Moto Life, just back to that first moto battle with Hunter. You caught him, you put in some sprint laps, and then it seemed like he responded to that. What are you learning about the chess match of the 450 class of getting close to a guy, and then he responds, and then you have to kind of up your pace again to get back to him again?
Yeah, the lappers were a big play. He was getting stuck with lappers. It'd come back to me. Then I'd get stuck in some lappers, and we kind of just yo-yoed the whole entire race, to be honest. And unfortunately, I didn't do a sight lap, so I didn't get to see the track, but I did pull a whole shot, so I was like, you kind of weighed your options out. So first lap, I was coming on the track, I didn't know how to clue where to go, and yeah, I went inside straight to that bank, and it was just mud. I didn't see it coming, just sucked me in, and went right around. I was like, damn, whatever.
David Hogan, Always Moto. Hayden, you talk about the bike changes that you made this week. Are they part of the natural progression of you learning more about the 450, or are they the fact that the season's going on and you're getting stronger and you're finding more speed and you're wanting more speed out of the bike?
I just needed some outside knowledge, to be honest. Chiz helped a lot, having that outside knowledge on having that experience on a 450 and kind of helping with the power as well. It's a fast bike, and you can obviously go too fast with the power. So just getting that right, to be honest.
Sarah Whitmore with Racer X, second qualifier. Everybody did one lap pulled in, and you stayed out there. Was that just a power move? Do you just love the mud, or what was that about?
Yeah, it was fun. I was like, screw it, might as well go throw some whips and send it to the rain. we don't get a ride in the rain much come race time, so I think that was pretty cool. And I'm on a factory team, so get those boys to work. That's their job. But to be honest, like if you're a privateer guy, I totally recommend pulling off before that one. My bike was just destroyed. I just sunk it. So it was fun though. I guess that's the whole point. Enjoy it.
Okay, I've asked everybody else this. Next weekend, Jet or Hunter, who's gonna win?
I mean, I'm ready to just give them hell, really. Make it hard for both of them, because I don't really care for either.
One last one for you. I know this is going to get announced week, but it got leaked out pretty much today that your longtime mechanic, Brent Duffy, will be moving on. Cool new career for him, but just gut feeling, what was like when he told you, I imagine you're going to miss him.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Duff's been with me since the start. It's kind of hard, to just let him go like that. It's obviously his choice. He's getting older now, and I mean, when you get money in a little bit different future, why not take it? He's getting to the point where he wants to have a family as well, and these dirt bike races, it's 24/7, every single day, to be honest. They don't get a time off, so I mean, honestly, I don't like bag on him for it because it was a smart decision, but again, I mean, it sucks because I've been with him for a while, so hopefully we can find a guy with a good personality like Duff and keeps the team excited.
Favorite Duff memory?
I mean, we got a lot of them. I could go on for days, to be honest. Duff's just full of excitement, really. I mean, I feel like he's probably got one of the best personalities in the pits. He's always just hypes everything up, to be honest, and I'm just glad to have a mechanic like that. It's hard when you have a mechanic that's kind of a downer. It doesn't get you motivated much, but Duff's always there to get you hyped.
All right, that's all we have for you today. Congratulations on a great weekend. Next, we'll open up our second place overall. Second place overall was Jorge Prado with 3 moto scores. Jorge, congratulations on another great weekend. A little bit off pace from last weekend at Evadilla. I know that you were more in the fight for that first place position. Can you talk about maybe the difference in tracks or just how you're feeling this week?
Well, I think in the first moto, yes, I was definitely out of pace. I wanted to try some stuff, and definitely it wasn't good. So we went back, and second moto, especially with a good start, I was riding very good. I think I got also the fastest lap of the race. So I would say I wasn't out of pace. I was very close to 100 the whole time. Then the last 10 minutes, traffic started coming, and I tried to hold the gap, but I was just getting stuck in places. Then I lost like 4 laps to go, a lot with one guy, and then Jed was really behind me, and he passed me on the last lap. So that was painful, but it is what it is. I mean, it's part of racing. Anyway, I think my riding is good, so it was a good day.
Well, it was certainly fun to watch, so we're glad you had a great day. More questions to come from the media.
Congratulations, Jorge. Latin America has to know this one. Felicitaciones.
Gracias.
Viva España. Okay. So we see it's like you're doing better. Your start also for us to race for the last couple of races. You've been very aggressive, very good momentum. Also, you've been next to the leaders. So are you doing something special in your bike settings? You're more comfortable. You prepare more your bike doing this year in order to project next year to be better at your competitor. And tell us what happened on the track that you were second and some lapper block you get learning to get better to pass.
Well, yeah, during the break we did some changes to the bike, and I've been racing a little bit different in Unadilla and this weekend. So I definitely feel way better than the rest of the season. We only have 1 round left, so it's a pity. But we will try to get that really wanted overall win. So hopefully we can get it in 7 days. And then back to today. I mean it's hard to pass with traffic. A lot of guys on track. Some of them are really slow, and then you get into groups. They are fighting between them. So I mean I understand that too. So just gotta be like smarter to make better moves and position myself good on track. but maybe next weekend I don't have any issues with it, and over the weekend, get a even better result.
Trey Stark from motocross. It seemed like today was the first time in a long time that you've been able to battle with your teammate Eli Gillette, of course, one of the biggest legends of the sport. How was it being able to run around him and be able to pick up some of the lines and fight with him during the first moto?
Well, I feel like in the first moto we were, or at least I was completely off pace. I think he was off pace too compared to the leaders. Obviously, we were behind quite a gap. So no, I could make the pass and then bring it home in third. Not much to say. I don't think any of us two were very satisfied with that first moto. So we were just trying to do our best. I was a little bit uncomfortable, but got a bit more comfortable in that second moto again.
Sarah Whitmore with Racer X. So today they got all that water, they pushed all the mud off the track, and to me it kind of felt more like an MXGP track. It wasn't as deep as some of the other national tracks yet. Last weekend in Cadilla you did really good again. Are they more track related, or did you find something you're the break and this is like the you and this is what you should be expecting to battle for the wins?
Well, the track is completely different to an MXGP track. We don't even have tracks back in the World Championship with over 2-minute lap times. So it's completely different. Yes, it rained a lot today, and I need to say the guys did a great job. Like I really didn't expect to be riding on a track like this today, hard packed and actually dry. So it was incredible what they did today on track. We all were expecting a mud race, and at one point I was like, man, if this keeps going this way, I don't even think the track's going to dry to even be able to do a lap with the bike. So imagine how good they prepped the track, that we could jump, we could battle, we could have fun on track. So props to the guys that were working hard during the whole morning to get us to racing in the best conditions. And it's nice to see they put a lot of work for us to do great racing.
And I asked everybody else this so far. Next weekend for the championship, who do you have, Jet or Hunter?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Hunter is doing a great season. Obviously, Jet, we know he won in the past, so he's been also in that position before. I will try to be the guy that wins the race. They do whatever they want to do for their championship.
David Hogan, Always Moto. Jorge, in MXGP, you pretty much own the whole shot line. And I noticed at Unadilla that you were one of the only guys in the 450 in the qualifying 2 session to do a second practice start. Are we working on some stuff to try and get yourself back to that front? Because your starts seem to be getting better, but they're still not quite, as consistent and as at the front as they were in MXGP. And is there something that you couldn't just plug and play from MXGP to here that makes that more difficult for you?
Well, the start system is completely different because in MXGP it's everything flat after the gate. So basically, if you have a good jump out of the gate, you're basically already get the whole shot. And here it's not working like that because you got to choose a good rod, and then some of the rods are not perfect. And then if you get a little bit off balance, you lose the start. So it's a completely different start technique as well. And then obviously, those first guys in the championship are starting good. So it's hard to be up with them, and they got it pretty dialed, and I'm getting closer to the on the second moto. I actually had the whole shot. I just went too wide in the first corner, so it was my mistake. But with the team we work. Hopefully we can get more consistent like P1 starts. That's what we need.
Cool.
All right, that's all we have for Jorge
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you for your time. Next up, we'll bring up our overall winner in the 450 class and now red plate holder. This is Hunter Lawrence with 1-1 moto scores this weekend. Hunter, congratulations on both the overall win and getting that red plate back. I mean, what a wild turn of events the past couple of weekends. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly that, a wild case of events. I mean, last weekend, this week, made a lot of points back, a lot more than what I guess maybe myself and anyone thought they would have. So It doesn't change a ton, but it does make it a little easier on myself for next weekend. So, yeah, just kind of put my head down, focus on myself. Kind of boring, that's about it.
Kind of boring, but I'm sure you're excited. We'll pass this along to me for more questions.
Mike Lindsay from Vital MX. Hunter, I think most of us after even a weekend that you experienced like last weekend would just be like, it's Hunter. He's so even keeled. It probably won't phase him that much. And I mean, you rebounded great this weekend. You do always carry yourself. We talk about that. But what you did experience last week, come this, did it hit a little bit harder? Did you have to dig a little more to keep yourself even keeled?
Yeah, I mean, you lay awake at night thinking about it and dwell on it and stuff, but it just kind of fuels a fire, and I love a little extra motivation. So I feel like it's good. Maybe it's what I needed. Who knows? We'll see in another weekend.
Transworld Motocross. Some riders tend to downplay when they're going into one of their best tracks, but obviously you dominated Ironman last year from your first overall win here in America in the 450 class to Motocross Nations going 1-1. How confident does it make you knowing that one of, if not your best track, is the finale in this winner-take-all showdown?
Yeah, it's good. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, great memories from Nations last year at Ironman, so hopefully we can go back and make some more great memories. That'd be unreal.
I don't know what the process is. Sarah, what more race tracks going into the last round, winner takes all, just like Supercross, are you having deja vu from Supercross, or do you think you've learned something from that today?
Yeah, it's a little different. I feel like in Supercross, you got one shot, right? Outdoors, you have way more time on the track. You got 2 chances, 2 motos, so not really deja vu. I feel like, I mean, I'm up this time. I was down going into Salt Lake, so it's not the same. And yeah, I mean, I'm going in, give it my all. I've proven today that the mental side of things is not really an issue with myself, being able to bounce back and stuff. So whatever the result will be, it'll be. Hopefully I can come out on top. I love that.
Okay, and speaking of coming out on top, I asked everybody from WMX 250, who's it going to be next week between you and your brother, and so same question for you.
I mean, I'm going to say me. Obviously, Jet's the popular answer, as he should be. He's one of the most decorated riders in our sport. I mean, I feel good if I can have another day like today, execute my starts like we've seen. Anything can happen. I just got to put myself in the best position. I mean, the other Jet's thinking the same thing. You know, we've got the same coach. If, you know, I wanted to liken my odds for next weekend, you know, I'd take Dad away from him and you know, hide that during the week, because I mean, I think, yeah, that's a big crucial part to both our programs, and yeah.
All right, David Hogan, Always Moto. Hunter, you mentioned last week probably sleepless night after what happened. How do you go this week trying to sleep, obviously knowing what's coming up, but also is there something you learnt from that Supercross battle that you're going to take into this next weekend?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like maybe just kind of being a little more patient, waiting a little longer in the motos if I'm in a situation like that. But like I said before, there's 2 motos, so it's not, first moto doesn't decide things, so you have a little bit more time, you know, in outdoors than a Supercross main. You got one shot to make it happen, so a lot more risk, I think, in Supercross. So yeah, we'll see, man. It'll be a good week ahead. Just kind of go back and treat it the same as what I did this week. Obviously, it worked out, so I'm just going to keep trying to do that.
Scott Yards in Moto now. Are you looking around in Moto 1, wondering where your brother is? And when you realize he's that far back, if you did, are you doing the math points-wise in your head already?
No, because even best case scenario, I go 1-1 at the start of the day, right? I'm going, if I go 1-1, I still have to do the same thing next weekend. So it's a little premature to be thinking about the math on the first moto win when you've still got 3 more to do it, and against Jet, you know. So no math in my head yet. Just focus on myself.
Last one for you. You've become the most prolific starter in our sport. I heard some interesting conversation this weekend that there is maybe consideration of changing the rules to maybe affect the scoop tire, maybe even take it out of competition in a way. Want to get your reaction on that, given that you are the guy playing multiple shots these days. How would you feel about that if they were to change that?
It wouldn't change anything for me. I'm not the only guy out there on a scoop, so I wouldn't say the scoop tyre is why I'm a good starter. I mean, years and years and years of doing starts on a 250, not the fastest 250, you know, and having to be so perfect, and then I hop on equal machinery, and then that's what you see is the years and years and years of having to be perfect to get inside the top 10 or top 5 in the first turn. So the scoop tire is interesting. It definitely breaks the tracks down a lot more. I mean, a lot of areas that are on hard pack side knob feel, the scoop tire is actually better than the hard pack tire. That's why I feel like we choose it at tracks like this with a deep start. There's loamy sections everywhere and a lot of hard pack, slippery, chattery bumps. The scoop's actually, in my opinion, better across those. It has a little more connection, a little more feeling to, okay, where's my traction, where's my grip at, than the knobby tire. I feel like the knobby tire tends to get away from you a little easier.
All right, that's all we have for you today, Hunter. Congratulations on the red plate. Jet came into this weekend leading in points and now is 1 point down. Jet, thank you for making this finale really exciting for us. We want to hear about your weekend, and especially that first moto. I know it started bad and then it got worse, so can you explain that to us?
Yeah, obviously it wasn't the ideal start to my day with going left on a start that I needed to go right on, and I was bummed because my start was actually, my jump was good, I got a good drive and just kind of went a little left, and obviously everyone can see kind of how the gates are lined up. It's like on a bit of an angle and you've got to go right, so bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. We had to just kind of take it on the chin and try and just get back and salvage as much points as I can.
If you were to go back, would you have chosen a different gate, or do you think the gate wasn't so much of the problem as other things down the line on the start?
No, I wouldn't change my gate. I liked my gate, I just need to lean right. I think if I leaned right, I probably, honestly, I would have been pretty confident I would have whole shot it, so I'm a little bummed about it.
Right on. Well, we have more questions from the media for you.
Mike Lindsay from Vital MX. When you did end up on the bank, and the officials have been, I know they were very vocal to everybody what that would, what result that would have if somebody were to stick it out. How much of a split-second reaction did you think about sticking it out, just seeing, you know, what would happen, or as soon as you touched the bank, you're like, I got back off?
Yeah, no, as soon as I touched the bank and got up there, like obviously I gassed it a bit through the soft stuff, so I didn't do a front flip, and then once I got on the grass, I shut it down. I'm not going to play with that now, and I mean, we're just doing license penalty points, you know. It's the whole off-track excursion thing's definitely a little confusing with the AMA. They like to chop and change on different things, so I'll take the penalty if they're just doing off-the-track excursions, and yeah, I guess like I'll just take it on the chin. If it's only a license point, that's fine. So yeah, just once I got off, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to try and force anything here, because this is where I can lose a lot more points and get penalized, you know.
Then that first 10 minutes of that moto, you just seemed a little more reserved than maybe I would have expected with you being that pushed back from the start. Was that again just trying, you know, it's a big weekend still, trying not to lose points, you know, who was kind of with the pace the first 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think I'm just really calm while I'm back there and not trying to rush, just because you're back there, you don't know what a lot of the guys are going to do, and obviously it being a little bit slick and muddy as well, guys are going everywhere, so the last thing I want to have is going off an up ramp, some guy swaps and takes me out in the air and actually does hurt me, and then that's going to be even more of a deficit going into the points, you know. So I just like to kind of take my time. I know I have the speed to get back there, and I'm just going to take my time, not try and risk it. Obviously I did crash on the first lap and tuck the front in the first moto, but I was able to quickly get back up and get going. Once everyone gets settled, then I try to click off passes and stuff like that.
Trey Sire, Transworld Motocross, you've got to be going through a bit of deja vu right now, because this is 3 years, 3 different times that you and Hunter have gone on to a winner-take-all showdown in the last round. Obviously, SMX playoffs a little bit different, but can you compare the similarities and the differences when you have, yes, a 3-round series for $1 million, and also this one, where it's been 22 motos down to the wire all summer long?
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of say I'm used to it a little bit with HJ, so we'll see how it goes. It's obviously different. I mean, it's outdoors, SMX, still different kind of riding and stuff like that. So we're going to see how it is. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we've been talking about it, this kind of, I'm honestly just excited. Even whatever the result is, I'm still going to be happy, you know, because at least it's one of us. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's always fun. Last race jitters to try and
get a championship. Honestly, what we got to do is just go out and try and beat one another and try to win. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Sarah Whitmore with RacerX. I've asked everyone in WMX, 250 guys. They even made me ask your competition this. Next weekend championship, is it yours or Hunter's?
That's the fun thing about racing is that I don't know, you don't know, and we have to wait till next weekend to find that out because that's the fun part of it. So yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed. I'd like to hope it's me. That's what I'm wishing for, but we have to wait and see.
David Hogan, Always Moto. Jet, yourself, you've had some really good results at Ironman. Hunter, last time out there at MX of Nations, really good result. Do either of you have an upper hand going into Ironman next week?
I don't really think so. Honestly, Hunter made like a big step this year, and I mean, obviously, yeah, my last year won one race at Nations there, and then obviously, and I got docked a full lap. So as long as I don't do that and get docked a full lap like last time, I think I'm already starting the day off better with that. So, but no, I don't think there's any really advantage. We're both riding really well, so it's just gonna kind of come down to whoever can get the start on each other, and then just go hell for leather for 35 minutes.
All right, that's all we have for you today, Jet.
Thanks.
Thank you for your time. Good luck next weekend. And that is all we have for the 2026 Budds Creek Postage press conference. Overalls this weekend, I'm sure that's a great feeling. Talk to us about that. I mean, I'm sure we all want to hear about everything, but I want to hear about Chance and his first overall this season, what it's taken him to get to this point.
Yeah, it's been really, it was really awesome to see him win today. It's been a little bit longer of a road than we probably expected because he was so strong last year. But, the things that he had to deal with to get here, maybe took a look, it was a lot to get over those injuries and not try to get hurt again, and then the competition being strong. But really excited for him and to get here is pretty cool.
Right on. We have more questions for you from the media.
Trey Steyer, Treasure Motocross. I know you're not the one spinning the wrenches, but on a day like today, when it starts dry and it gets really wet and muddy, and then dries back out at the end of the day, how do you kind of oversee the prep levels from your mechanic and your team and make sure everybody has the right preparation and everybody is dialed in no matter what the conditions are?
Honestly, with my position that I'm in now, with having two really good crew chiefs, I don't really sweat that part on my own. I know that they know what to do. We have a lot of experience with it. We have a lot of experience from the GP guys sharing information. I think our bike does really well in the mud too, as far as letting water in or keeping water out, I guess is a better way to say it. In those conditions, you never know what can happen, but we do have a couple things like the solid rotors and things like that just make things a little bit more safe and reliable. So, but yeah, I mean, my answer is that we have two awesome crew chiefs with Shane Drew and Graham Hutchison, so, and really, really good mechanics. So that part for me is easy.
Dan Beaver, NBC Sports. Back to Chance for a moment. He's got a solid opportunity to be third in pro motocross. But how important is it with the 3 podiums up to this overall, taking that momentum into the SMX races?
Yeah, probably pretty important for those races. He's never really done very well at the SMX races if he's even participated because of injuries. No, it means a lot. I think just gate drops in general and having the confidence to know that you can get a whole shot and be in the mix, I think is kind of it's really, really good for him to have that confidence. So we'll see. Hopefully he can do something there too.
David Hogan, Always Moto. Lars, with the weather that came in the middle of the day, obviously you have to try and prep for that. But then it dries up, and knowing that the track crew is really good and making it into a dry, raceable track, do you guys have to try and undo some of those wet things, or do you just run what you put in place knowing that weather was there and the potential for the track to be horrible?
I think some of the things that we would just leave, whether it's oil coolers or solid rotors, like I mentioned. We also have a couple things like side panels that don't let water in as easy. Those are easy to change back. It could be a little bit of a performance gain by taking them up. And then a lot of the other things, foam in more places than you would normally run. I'm sure the boys left those on too. So really We honestly probably didn't do as much mud prep as we normally would because we already knew the rain had stopped. We didn't do much in that second practice. We pulled off pretty early because we knew there wasn't anything to gain. And so we really dodged a bullet. Everybody did today for sure, right? So it could have been much worse, and we didn't really have to prep like doomsday prep like we normally would.
Nice, thank you.
Sir, with more with racetracks, I've asked everybody else that stood up here, and now it's your turn to be put on the spot. Next weekend, Jack or Hunter,
Who has a what?
the champion, who comes home with the championship?
Oh, I know, yeah. I'm not sure. I'm just really happy that Honda has won the championship. Like we won it right now, so depends on who it's going to be, but it's I mean, obviously I can't really pick a side. It would be awesome to see Hunter win his first championship, but it would be also awesome to see Jet win his third outdoor championship on 450. So man, I honestly can't say. It's like saying which kid do you like more, your one kid or your other kid? You know, like we love the same.
Yet another indecisive answer.
Hey, Michael Antonovich with Title 24. Something that I was watching earlier today was when Levi got penalized, and then you guys went through the same thing with Jet 25 minutes later. How are you guys with all the TV stuff, all the information that's out there, films here early on? Are you guys noticing that in the 250 race before Jet and tell them, hey, maybe not go over this gate, or how do you react to those part?
Yeah, we just kind of warn the guys or let the mechanics know to tell the riders that, hey, you know, watch out for this. And actually, it was funny. We had actually told them to look out for that. And then Jet, obviously, I don't know if you see the video, he gets squirrely, hits that bump, and it shoots him off onto the side and back on. So, and he lost time. You know, I know Hunter or Levi came out basically a whole shot, right? So it was a little different story for him. But for us, it was just a mistake that took him off the track, and they gave us a license point for that. It's okay. You know, license points are there to, you know, to really catch the habitual line steppers, if you will, you know. And so, and I think it's doing that. It's kind of difficult, though. It's a learning process for everyone, I think. So dealing with AMA, we don't always agree, but everybody's got their own opinion, and we're going to do what we can do.
Hey, one thing that I've noticed over the years is with the Peacock screen, when you come into any truck, it's playing live. You can see everything that's happening. I know somebody with a headset is watching the TV. How much do you guys rely on the TV package as the day is going on to relay information?
Probably not as much as we could. I mean, when we're in the tower, they're playing it on the monitor, right? And you can see that they're talking about some. They'll replay like, when Jet went around, you know, and Washington went around that berm. They replayed that a few times, so we knew they were talking about it. And then J-Bone comes up and tells us. Sometimes there will be things on Peacock or, you know, on the broadcast that we can learn from. But honestly, sometimes it'll be like, you know, somebody will text me from Georgia or California and be like, hey, they're saying this, and I'm here at the race. I don't even know. So you know, we could probably benefit by having somebody more in tune with the program, you know, while they're